Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. Episode 14 of the Attitude Era review series returns today. I am doing my best, guys, to keep up with this series. If you have missed the previous 13 episodes, I have reviewed all the pay-per-views from 1998. Check out the playlist with the Attitude Era review series. I will post that in the description down below. The Royal Rumble 1999. What's up, brother? How you doing today? Hope everyone's doing good. So I don't have the box for the Royal Rumble, but here we go. That's the tape. The No Chance in Hell. Of course, McMahon had put $100,000 bounty on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Whoever would eliminate Austin from the Rumble would be $100,000 richer. So, Royal Rumble 1999. We are live January 24th, 1999 from the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California. 14,816 in attendance. So, I'm going to recap everything that was shown on the tapes. We start the tape off with a couple exclusive interviews from different superstars discussing their chances to win the $100,000. Road Dogg, Big Bossman, Mark Henry, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and Jim Cornette. Road Dogg and Big Bossman would be pulling double duty tonight as they would be facing each other. So, straight away, we have Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler announcing the event. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This show alone made me despise Michael Cole forever. Michael Cole has gotten better over the years, and he did get better, just a couple of years later. But for a while, I couldn't stand Michael Cole, and this is one of the reasons why. Michael Cole, he was just so new to being on the announced, and just so repetitive. I just couldn't stand Michael Cole, and Jerry Lawler. God bless him, because Jerry Lawler carried Michael Cole for the entire show. Good to see you guys here, Patrick and Austin. So let's get into it with the first match of the night. Road Dogg, the hardcore champion, versus the Big Boss Man, one half of the tag champs. This wouldn't be for the hardcore title, though. Very strange. The corporation didn't want to put the Big Boss Man in a hardcore title match because he would be, facing, or he would be a part of the Royal Rumble. Both these guys would be pulling double duty tonight in the Royal Rumble match. So Road Dogg, this was an all-right match here. So the Boss Man corners Road Dogg fairly early in the match. Road Dogg counters, and he goes up top of the corner, 10 punches to the head of Boss Man. Does a little crotch chop, 10. And right away after that, Boss Man's up. These guys are trading rights. Boss Man puts on a bear hug on Road Dogg, and Road Dogg ends up biting Boss Man's nose. Road Dogg tries to make a comeback, hits his patented knee drop with the shaky knees and all that. Hits the knee drop. Bossman hits the Bossman slam out of nowhere for the 3 count and wins the match. Pretty odd here. This was a pretty quick match. Nothing too special on the opening match. What's up, Albert? Hope you guys are enjoying the Attitude Era review series. Like I said, if you're just joining us, I will post the link to the description for the past 13 episodes. Royal Rumble 98, all the way up to Rock Bottom 98. Make sure you check out those reviews after you're done with the Rumble 99 here today. So, second match of the night for the Intercontinental Championship is Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, versus Ken Shamrock. Shamrock is the Intercontinental Champion and one half of the tag champs with Big Boss Man. This was a pretty decent match. I was a big fan of Shamrock at this time. It seems like Shamrock was finally coming into his own here. During 98, he got, screwed out of the title several times. WWE was very high on The Rock, though. So, kind of sucks that Shamrock was paired up with The Rock during 98. But in 99, Shamrock is really getting into his groove. And I think Shamrock really fit well in the corporation. So Shamrock dominates pretty early on here. And Billy Gunn, famous, hits the Famouser for only a 2 count. This was like real early in the match. Billy Gunn also does the 10 punches in the corner. So Billy Gunn does his crotch chop as well. 10. So, Shamrock is roughing up Billy Gunn outside the ring, and Billy Gunn hits a bulldog onto the announce table. Like, Billy Gunn jumps off the apron and kind of does the, two-handed bulldog onto the announce table. It doesn't break, though. Shamrock goes up after the leg now, and you know Shamrock's going to work. He's looking to hit that ankle lock. Billy Gunn ducks the clothesline. Shamrock ends up clotheslining the ref. Double down. Both men are down here. Val Venus does a little run in here. Val Venus comes out, hits Shamrock with a DDT. Billy Gunn only gets a 2 count out of that. And Billy Gunn misses another Shamrock hits the ankle lock, and Billy Gunn taps out right away. We would see later on Billy Gunn would sell that ankle pretty heavily. So decent match, though. I did like that. Sorry, guys. It's really hard for me to read my writing sometimes. While I'm watching this, I'm, jotting down notes. So, Billy Gunn misses the axe handle. That's what it was. Axe handle off the top, and Shamrock immediately goes for the ankle lock, winning the match, retaining his IC championship. Third match of the night for the European Championship. One of my favorites, Xpac. Hang on one second. Sorry if they are just doing a lot of work outside, and it's fairly distracting when I'm trying to review the 1999 Royal Rumble. So, third match of the night, one of my favorites, Xpac, the European champion here, and he was facing Gangrel. fairly odd. We wouldn't see Edge and Christian until later on. But this match really seemed where the show really started to pick up. Thank you, brother. Broken Rupert. So yeah, this European title match, very fast paced. I thought this really could have been the opener. These guys had the crowd going, and I really like this match. I'm a big fan of Xpac, big fan of Gangrel. The Brood, one of my favorite tag teams back in the day. What's up, Sunward? What up? So, X-Pac ends up hitting the Bronco Buster fairly early on. X-Pac hits a crossbody off the top rope. Gangrel does the roll through for a 2 count. Gangrel goes for a back body chop. X-Pac counters it into the X Factor for the 3 count, retaining the European Championship. I thought this was a really good match. Crowd was really hot here, so after the match, we go backstage. We see four out of the 5 members of DX, Triple H, Road Dogg, X-Pac, and China, and they are saying they are all ready for the Royal Rumble match. All 5 members of DX will be in the Royal Rumble. China's entering at number 30, which she won the Corporate Rumble, I think this past Monday night, last eliminating Vince McMahon. Believe that. 4th match of the night would be a women's championship strap match. Shane McMahon ends up coming out here introducing Luna. So, before the match, we are shown clips from Sunday Night Heat where Luna would attack Sable. And the plan here was for, Sable comes out, Cell in the back, like the doctors don't want her to compete. And they did this a couple of times. I remember, I think it was King of the Ring, or might have been before that, or a little bit after, but so Luna gets in first and slams Sable on her back. Luna tops for 3. So Luna pretty much strangles Sable, carrying her on her back, and while Luna's trying to tap all 4 corners, this is one of the strap matches where you gotta tap all 4 corners. Luna is tapping 1, 2, 3, and at the same time, Sable is tapping 1, 2, 3. By the time they get to the 4th corner, the ref is distracted from Shane McMahon, who is up on the apron, and Tori ends up making her debut, I believe, and she is addressed as a fan. And Tori ends up hitting Luna. Sable kind of rolls through, taps that 4th corner, and retains her women's title. So the security end up chasing Tori out, and that's pretty much the end of the match. That was a pretty quick match. For as hot as Sable was, when I mean by hot, by as popular and, everything like that as Sable was, she wasn't really the best in the ring. So we go backstage after the match again. The corporation is seen from afar, and they're talking about the $100,000, the bounty once again. So they're really trying to put this thing over, the $100,000 bounty on Stone Cold Steve Austin. So whoever eliminates Austin will be $100,000 richer. 5th match of the night. Fifth match of the night is the I Quit match for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Mankind defending the title against The Rock. So these guys were having some other matches of their careers here. I think they all started back at Survivor Series. Rock would win the title here. They would have the match at Rock Bottom. They would have their famous match on Raw where Foley wins the title. They would have a match at here, the Royal Rumble. They would have that empty arena match, Halftime Heat. They would have another match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So these guys were going back and forth a few times. Yeah. So, before the match, we see a Rock promo. This might be one of my favorite, match promos, with the Rock Bottom here and a Rock Bottom there. English announce table, Spanish announce table, Chinese announce table, and then, Mankind's part. He's like, I will not say I quit. I will not spit those words you twit. I will not say I quit. So, getting into the match, this is one of the most brutal matches up to this point in the WWF. So Mankind is hitting the Rock with the microphone early on in the match, and Rock is just talking trash every time he tries to ask if he will quit, and we get a cactus clothesline to the outside. Foley gets thrown into the steps. Rock quickly goes on headset. I always loved when The Rock would go on headset here and, just cut random promos during his matches. Foley hits a double arm DDT and hits Socko on The Rock. Rock still won't say I quit. Rock ends up going outside, grabbing the ring bell, rings the bell on Foley's head, and we get a Rock Bottom. They go for the Rock Bottom, actually. Both men are standing pretty much on the corner of the table, and the table just collapses. That's almost 600 pounds there on the corner of the table. So these guys are battling up the rampway, and Mankind, or The Rock, just randomly starts climbing above the tech area, and Foley follows him. Rock ends up knocking Foley off of the, it's like a, little balcony area, and Rock knocks Foley off into the technical area, and, fireworks are going out. I believe the lights go out. Lights do go out, kayfabe. And, Shane McMahon's out here, and, they're trying to call this thing off already. And he's like, no. He has to say, I quit. So, these guys end up back in the ring at one point, and The Rock handcuffs Mankind. So, Foley is still fighting back here, and this is our hope spot. Yup, the big box TVs. So, this is our hope spot here, where you really think Foley is going to make a comeback. Mankind hits a low blow on The Rock while handcuffed. And The Rock goes outside, gets a steel chair. The Rock hits the people's elbow on the steel chair. And that people's elbow at this point in time got a hell of a reaction. So, Foley still won't quit at this point. And now it's on. The Rock is going to lay it into Mankind. 10 shots to the head. Steel chair to the head. 10 times. He ends up knocking Foley out of the ring and into the aisleway with 10 consecutive steel chair shots. Mankind is busted open, I'm pretty sure hard way, because I don't know how Mankind would, be able to, hook himself there, but Rock ends up putting the mic into his mouth, and we hear the recording that I quit, rings the bell, and doctors and every referees are running out. Rock does that pose with the championship, and try to find it real quick here in the Rock's book. I'm pretty sure it's in the book. The shot of the Rock at the Royal Rumble. There it is. That's the shot after the Royal Rumble. New WWF champion, The Rock. So we go backstage once again. We see clips from Sunday Night Heat, and there's no limos. Austin doesn't have a limo, so they won't let him in. So Austin comes back with the Eliminator, the big limo with the big old monster truck wheels, and Austin just flies up, crushing all these cars. Hey man, I'm happy for you, buddy. Go get those 3 DVDs and bust down. Get those collections done, guys. But I'm really trying to get this review done. If you could hold your comments towards the end. So, Austin will enter at number 1. McMahon will enter at number 2. The Royal Rumble match is now officially going to start. So McMahon goes under the bottom rope fairly quickly, and Austin chases McMahon through the crowd into the ladies' room. It was all a setup. The corporation beats down Austin, and Austin is stretchered out. So at this point in time, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of all the entrants into the Royal Rumble match. And so Austin was 1, McMahon 2, 3rd was Golga, 4th was Draws, number 5 was Edge, 6 was Gilbert, 7 was Steve Blackman, 8 was Dan Severn, 9 was Tiger Ali Singh, 10 Blue Meanie, 11 was Mabel. When Mabel came out, the APA, the Acolytes, Midian, and the Undertaker came out. The Acolytes eliminated Mabel, and Undertaker was full-blown ministry at this point. This is where Mabel would be brought into the ministry, turning him into Viscera. So that's really cool transition. Undertaker was not a part of the Rumble. The Acolytes were not in the Rumble. They just pretty much kidnapped Mabel. They brought him backstage into a hearse, and that was the end of Mabel for the night. 12 was Road Dogg, 13 Gangrel, 14 was Kurgan, 15 Al Snow, 16 Goldust, 17 Godfather, 18 was Kane, who eliminated himself when the White Jackets came after him, when Kane was going all psychotic at this time, and they were trying to put him in the white coat, send him to an insane asylum. Kane chases the white coats out of the ring, and he eliminates himself. 19 was Ken Shamrock, 20 Billy Gunn, 21 was Test, 22 was the Big Boss Man, 23 was Triple H, 24 Val Venus, 25 Xpac, 26 Mark Henry, 27 Jeff Jarrett, 28 D'Lo, 29 the King of Hearts, Owen Hart, and Owen got a pretty good pop on this night. Owen Hart, huge ovation here. 30 was China, of course. So, during Dan Severn's entrance is when they cut backstage and they show Austin getting stretchered out and headed to a local medical facility. Um, so when Tiger Ali Singh was making his entrance, they cut backstage once again, and that was when Mabel attacked Mosh, and Mabel entered himself into the Rumble, and by the time the Road Dogg came out, the Acolytes and Undertaker were eliminating Mabel, and 18, when Kane came out, he cleans house, eliminates himself. So when Ken Shamrock makes his entrance into the ring, this is where McMahon makes his way back into the ring. But he doesn't really go in the ring. He goes and sits at the announce desk. And when Test comes out, we see the Ministry now putting Mabel into the hearse. And at this point in time, while they're doing this to Mabel, Austin rolls up in the ambulance, and Austin is back. And Michael Cole is going nuts. During this whole match, Michael Cole just keeps going, repeating himself over and over and over again. Oh, you can't forget about McMahon and Stone Cold. Really, really annoying Michael Cole. Because Jerry Lawler was the heel, putting over Mr. McMahon. And, at one point, Lawler gives McMahon some water. So, Xpac at this point in time was 210 pounds. Xpac was the lightest man ever to be in the Royal Rumble match at this point in time. So, the final four, it comes down to D'Lo Brown, Owen Hart, the Big Boss Man, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, as well as Mr. McMahon, who is still at ringside. So Austin ends up stuns Vince, hits his elbow from the second rope. D'Lo Brown hits the lowdown on Big Boss Man, and big backdrop, stunner. Boss Man gets a stunner. He's eliminated. D'Lo Brown's eliminated by Boss Man. Owen is eliminated by, I believe, the Big Boss Man. So, Austin is now taking care of McMahon. Hits the stunner on McMahon. Hits his elbow, like I just said. Got ahead of here, but Rock, new WWF champ, comes down to ringside. Rock is, taunting Austin, like, come on, let's go, let's go. Austin is in the ring taunting the Rock. Rock gets up on the apron. He's, like, hanging on Austin's neck. McMahon dumps out Austin. And Mr. McMahon is the winner of the Royal Rumble match. I couldn't believe this. McMahon is going to WrestleMania against The Rock. Overall, I thought this show was decent. The commentary did hurt my overall grade. Like a lot of these shows, I would definitely recommend you guys check them all out. Definitely the match of the night was Rock and Mankind. Did enjoy X-Pac's match, and McMahon winning the Rumble, a total shock, but this would lead up to St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So this will be episode 15, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Gonna end the review here, guys. Take some time. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, guys, like I said, check out the previous episodes. We'll talk to you later. Peace.